Visceral fat can be reduced and even eliminated with consistent, healthy lifestyle changes. This isn't just about trimming inches from your waistline. It's about removing the dangerous fat that wraps around your internal organs, including the liver, pancreas, and intestines. Visceral fat is metabolically active, meaning it doesn't just sit quietly under your skin. It secretes inflammatory molecules and hormones that can seriously disrupt your metabolic health, increasing the risk of heart disease, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, and even certain cancers. But here's the hopeful truth. Unlike some genetic predispositions or age-related risks, visceral fat responds quickly and dramatically to the right interventions. That means your choices today can rapidly influence your risk tomorrow. One of the most evidence-based strategies to tackle visceral fat is adopting the Mediterranean diet. This isn't a fad, it's a long-standing, well-researched eating pattern associated with lower rates of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity. By emphasizing whole, minimally processed foods like extra virgin olive oil, legumes, fish, vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, the Mediterranean diet reduces the oxidative stress and chronic inflammation that fuel visceral fat growth. Importantly, it promotes insulin sensitivity, meaning your body is better able to use carbohydrates efficiently without overproducing insulin, which is a fat-storing hormone. People who consistently follow this diet tend to not only reduce visceral fat, but also prevent it from coming back. If you're serious about eliminating visceral fat, here's the warning: you must be consistent. It's not about extreme short-term diets or punishing workouts. Those might shrink the scale temporarily, but rarely touch the dangerous fat around your organs. The following 20 lifestyle strategies are healthy, science-backed, and sustainable. Combined over time, they form a powerful, body-wide shift toward metabolic resilience and organ protection. But skip them, ignore them, or expect quick fixes, and you may unknowingly allow visceral fat to silently increase your long-term health risks. First, increase your intake of soluble fiber, found in foods like oats, flax seeds, avocados, and legumes. Soluble fiber helps slow digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and reduces belly fat by feeding your gut microbiome, which in turn lowers inflammation and improves fat metabolism. Second, prioritize sleep. Chronic sleep deprivation disrupts hunger hormones, increases cortisol, and promotes central fat storage. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high-quality sleep every night. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most underestimated health interventions. Third, move your body daily. You don't need marathon workouts. Brisk walking, cycling, dancing, or moderate-intensity interval training, HIIT, have all shown visceral fat-reducing benefits. HIIT, in particular, has been shown to burn visceral fat more effectively than steady-state cardio. That's because short bursts of intense activity activate fat-burning hormones while also improving insulin sensitivity. But again, consistency is key. Sporadic efforts won't change your metabolic profile. Fourth, manage your stress. Because chronic stress keeps your cortisol levels elevated, and cortisol encourages fat storage, particularly around the organs. Incorporate activities like meditation, deep breathing, nature walks, or even structured therapy if needed. These are not soft interventions. They have measurable effects on your endocrine system, and that translates to real changes in fat storage patterns. Fifth, reduce your consumption of added sugars and refined carbohydrates. These foods spike insulin and are directly linked to visceral fat gain, even in people who aren't overweight by traditional standards. Read labels, avoid sugar-sweetened beverages, and cook at home when possible to regain control over what you consume. Along with this, intermittent fasting, when done safely and mindfully, can be another effective tool. Limiting your eating window to 8 to 10 hours a day gives your body more time in a low-insulin, fat-burning state. Several trials have found this method effective at lowering visceral fat and improving markers of inflammation. Other overlooked methods include increasing protein intake, especially from fish, legumes, and low-fat dairy, staying hydrated with water instead of calorie-laden drinks, and limiting alcohol, especially beer and sugary cocktails, which are strongly associated with central fat gain. Alcohol affects liver function and insulin regulation, promoting fat storage where you least want it. Even small changes like improving posture and breathing deeply can have indirect effects. When you breathe from your diaphragm and sit upright, you activate your core muscles and reduce shallow stress responses, both of which contribute to better metabolic balance over time. Don't overlook the power of your gut microbiome either. Fermented foods like kimchi, yogurt, and sauerkraut help restore microbial diversity, and studies increasingly link gut health to reduced visceral fat and systemic inflammation. On that note, avoid ultra-processed foods that damage the gut lining and disrupt your hunger signals. And here's a powerful but often ignored strategy: eat more slowly. Chewing thoroughly and eating mindfully helps prevent overeating, supports digestion, and promotes satiety with fewer calories. In the long run, mindful eating habits are protective against visceral fat accumulation. The bottom line is this: visceral fat is dangerous but responsive. It does not take years to start reversing the damage. Often just weeks of consistent, healthy behaviors can lead to measurable reductions. But if ignored, visceral fat quietly worsens every system it touches, from your heart and liver to your brain and immune function. This is not about chasing perfection, and it's not about body image. It's about reclaiming control over your health. The methods listed above aren't just for fat loss. They support longevity, reduce inflammation, and create a physiological environment where disease struggles to take root. Your body wants to heal. It wants to burn the harmful fat and return to metabolic balance. But it needs your choices, your meals, your movement, your sleep, your mindset to line up with that goal. So act now, not later. Every bite, every breath, and every step in the right direction counts, and the organs inside your body will thank you for it.